This video is starting out a little bit different than the others do. It was a little hectic the weekend. We went racing Hoosier No Prep at Muncie on Friday, and then Saturday went right to Milan to race backtrack over there at Mike and Detroit Hood TV's Pour Your Own Puddle. So I didn't do a good job of getting a nice intro video to get everybody introduced on what we were doing and how the day was going and kind of what the things we did the night before to get ready for Detroit's race that day. And Zach wasn't with us. I think he had a wedding or something. So I'm just going to run a little video right now, intro into the Detroit Hood video. We're getting ready to show you guys that kind of explain some of the new differences on the truck, the little elephants in the room there. I'm going to go over those, the rear end and the thing, and then talk about the changes I had to make right before we left to go to Detroit. All right, so the biggest change that everybody can see, right, is the twin Terpskis up here. So what we went to is a couple of Robert Young's awesome Force Performance 78 75s. Same thing that Bumper has on his car, same thing that Dylan has on his truck. We've sold them to a lot of customers this year and had them on a lot of cars, and they've just worked great. The one thing that's different between mine and the rest is mine have these really nice stainless V-band housings. He just got done. These are like the first pieces off the tool. So they make it really nice and clean to install, and that's what I was, that's what I've been waiting for to finish this project up, was kind of those, and I was wanting to be patient because I like the V-band better. So we were able to use basically everything up front is the way it kind of was. We got a Y pipe going into a single that comes up, goes right through there. And then we used my original wastegate in that merge portion. Dylan fabbed it right in there. Made a really nice trick looking Y. Went right up to the old Terpskis. I screwed up a little bit. And when Dylan was welding this up, he asked me, man, this stuff's welding really bad. It's vibrant tubing. It's like welding like shit. It's not like vibrant stuff. Well, my dumbass ordered mild steel. So that's why it kind of looks not the awesomest color-wise, because I ordered mild steel, not stainless, screwed up there, and we realized that later, so then that was why it wasn't welding well. We weren't using, I think he was using, a stainless wire, so we got that figured out. Now I'm going to coat them anyways, so you aren't really going to notice anyhow, but I wish I would have bought stainless because it would have looked better. Now, also, so what I did on the feed lines for the oil, and we didn't know if it was going to work or not, but the drain and the oil feed lines are both wide. I used my original drain. We just teed into it. I didn't know if it was going to work. It appears like it's going to. Also didn't know if that single 60 was going to be enough. Still don't 100% know if it is, but I think it is going to work, it looks like. So far, so good. Dylan did an awesome job. It was his idea to make these little hater pipes look like that. I like the touch. We were going to go with a single originally and then decided to go to the twins like that. Just because we held it up there and it just looked right. Both turbos have Maven mounts under them, and they're basically, that bar is welded to the Maven mounts in between them, and that mounts both the turbos onto it, and then it goes to the bar, and I need to paint it still. I'm going to try to do it this weekend because Dylan's already yelled at me because I haven't got it painted, and he knew it was not going to be done right away, even though I told him I would try. So we want it to look nice because he did a really good job on it, and we want to try to showcase it and make it look nice for a long time, as hard as that can be sometimes. Now, I'm going to put up a lift, and I'll show you the other thing that we did that's going to help the truck do a ton better, especially when we get to some stickier stuff. And Dylan also helped out a ton with it. Let's get it up on the lift. All right, the next big change that we did is right behind me up there. I'm going to apologize up front a little bit too. We did all these things, and I did not get much good video of it, mostly because we were in such a time crunch. We only had a couple weeks to do all this, and between everything being busy at the shop on my end and on Dylan's end also, I didn't want to just like go and stick the camera in front of Dylan's face every day while he was fabbing. And I was trying to help out. I was also working on Alan and Alex's car when I was over there some, so it just didn't get, I wish we would have got all this great video of us building this thing. It would have been very good content for everyone, but we just weren't able to, so that's what we're just going to do a little recap now. So let's look at this badass rear end from Hoosier. So we went with their M9, which is their fabricated housing. She's so pretty. We got the fill cap there, drain on the bottom, and then Dylan once again went over and beyond. He cut that very cool plate out there for me Welded it all on there. Also welded this jack stand, and it also protects the drain plug. A couple straps. He didn't realize I had them gap brackets because he don't have no leaf springs, so he didn't know about them. You know, welded it all up. Had to put the supports on it. He also welded me some places to hang some weight, and we sent it off and got it powder coated at Panacea, and it really just turned out awesome. Up front, Mick he assembled a third member for me. It's just a nodular iron center section because we needed the weight back here anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal to spend the extra money on the aluminum stuff, but we did get the big pinion and all that kind of stuff, so it's ready for some power. We won't be busting it up anymore when we get on sticky stuff, that's for sure. So yeah, there's all that original piping. I'm sure people have all seen it in the past, but it's all still intact and ready to go. So that covers all the big changes we made in that little section of upgrades. You know, huge shout out to Dylan, Boatigan Performance and Fab, for helping me out. If you guys need work done, Dylan, he's a badass, man. He gets it done. He can really get stuff done quick too. Like, he moves at a pace that is not like most people. And I found out if you give him like 3 or 4 cappuccinos, he's basically like a crackhead and he can work all night. So I really appreciate Dylan. I mean, couldn't have done it without you, buddy, and you just killed it. Great job. Huge thanks to also, obviously, Robert Young at Force Performance. Robert's always been really, really good to us and helped us out and allowed us to even be very hard on parts and still let us try other things even though we tore up what he gave us. He got the 91 back, and I know he's already looked through it, and it's crazy. Hard to believe that thing's got probably 450 or 500 passes on it. It's been on the truck for 2.5 years or whatever. We've got probably 2,000, 3,000 street miles on it at least, and he said it looks perfect. So that shows you how good the engineering and the design and the build of the parts that Robert put into those things to make them hold up and be very durable. I mean, this thing got the crap beat out of it every weekend for 2 years, and we were on everything a boost it could give it after about 2.5 seconds at most, and sitting on top of the truck with no filter on it, no guard, and it was still in primo shape. So I think that speaks volumes for what Robert does. Also, thanks to Mosier, those guys down there, Jordan, Jeff, awesome people. We're so lucky to have them close to us and be able to get our rear end parts, axles, all that stuff done very quickly, and honestly at a very fair and awesome cost too. So really appreciate those guys. We now aren't afraid to go on some stickier stuff, which we do in probably a video that's coming up really soon. So the last thing that we did, and more power, more problems, and what you find out is where the other issues are. And we kind of knew this next thing was going to be a problem when I put this 6-liter in, because I guess I didn't really talk about that. This is my 6-liter. That motor was in everybody else's junk forever. It used to be in my Camaro for a while, and then it kind of just sat around waiting its turn to come back to life. And with the twins, I figured I needed the cubic inch to help push those things. I didn't know if the 5.3 was going to get it done even on methanol. So I threw that in there. It seems to be very happy right now, and it's got tons of passes, like 500 passes probably at least. So this winter I'll probably take it out. It probably needs re-ringed, oil pressure wise and stuff. It's so mint. Freaking thing holds like 60 pounds hot and 50 something cold, or vice versa, however you want to say it, and has a ton out the back. So I think bearing wise it's in really good shape. It's just got a stock crank, good rods, good pistons. With that added, so we have all this more power up front, more torque, more power up there. The next thing I knew was going to be an issue was the converter. It was kind of barely on the okay side with the 5.3. We needed it looser to allow it to build boost on the brake and be able to get on the chip easier with that little motor and stuff. So it was a very, very loose PTC converter bolt together that we had for a long time now, since about the beginning of it all. And it was very evident when we went to Hoosier No Prep the night before this Milan race that it was an issue. Like, we couldn't get the thing to mile an hour. It wouldn't go anywhere, and it was just pushing through the converter. So luckily enough for me, bumper being broke, he had his converter sitting there, and after we raced Friday night, he offered it up and said, hey, if you want this, to try it out to get data from Milan, because we knew it was going to be tighter especially, and that it should work for us pretty good. So we got home at 2 or 3 in the morning from Muncie. I got my ass up early in the morning on Saturday. Luckily, Milan doesn't start till the afternoon, so I was able to get everything swapped, put bumper's converter in here, and then head over to Milan to race what you see in the video now that's getting ready to happen. And it worked very well, but created some challenges though. It took a couple some goofing around with the tune and stuff to get it to come up on boost. It was a little too tight on the chip for it to really get up on boost real easy, so I had to leave it on a lot more RPM than I'm used to. That, along with I think the converter coupling up tighter and the track being a little good, did nothing but drag the bumper. I spent all day pulling weight and tightening stuff up trying to get it not to, and finally by the last 2 passes of the night, the thing was actually nosed down a little bit. You know, it carried the wheel barely off the ground, which is just about perfect. It's like what I like to do or want to do, and we got it rolling. So Bumpers Converter gave us a chance to get a lot of really good data and figure out where this converter needed to be at. So that is fixed now, and I think we're gonna go over the converter and then a little fuel problem we had that we had to add more to, probably in the next video or before the next video. So enough jibber jabbering, off to Milan. That car was fast in the right, dude.
Yeah. No, I looked at one point and I didn't see him. Like I kind of looked over my shoulder and good. So I felt good about it. I mean, it was felt a little looser than the last one, but it went a little faster.
It went faster, so it must be okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Nice job.
Just gotta keep on rolling.
Exactly.
All right, so we are going to 3rd round. Still in small tire. I can't believe we just keep going around, getting better and better. Adam is getting ready for 1st round, 2nd chance, I think. I got this guy up here. His name is Scramble. It's a turbo Fox body, I think LS. I didn't even really look at it, but we've gotten the left lane every single time tonight, so all our data's from the left, so we're just going to keep turning it up in the left and hope it goes a little faster this time, just kind of chipping away at it. And if we can get through this one, we may be in good shape. If it does what we think it's going to do, I think we'll be in good shape. So let's get it.
Left lane, all day. Left lane. Left lane, come on with it.
So tell us what just happened there.
So let me tell you what
Good shit,
helped.
dude.
This Moser 9-inch with that pinion angle, right, and the gearing that works on something sticky. Holy shit! Now that it separates because it's got pinion angle, dude, like it went mint straight. So it goes up, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna like start coming down soon. So I kind of turned off TC there to like normally that would have brought it down, and I thought it would just start to come down, and then it was all sky, and I'm like, okay, well at least I'm straight. I'm like, all right, I just quick pedaled it, let it come
That's what
down.
they said. You were just dragging the bumper, but it was dead straight. They said it was just dead straight. That's awesome,
That was
dude.
a lot of fun, and I won,
yeah.
which is a miracle.
Hell yeah.
I'm very happy about it.
That's awesome,
And you
dude.
won?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're moving right along, man.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
good job.
Well, another fun super wheelie pass. First of all, Alan, the baddest dude in the world, he just freaking won, and he beat Aaron. It was a close race. Aaron wheelied, and I think that gave it enough room. Alan, I think they were really close, and when Aaron wheelied, it made it tough. Like when you wheelie, it's hard to stay going fast, especially if you have the pedal like he did. So Alan's car is just going A to B. Catfish Boy's just ripping it. So he's in the finals with John Quick, which is so badass that, you know, we made it all the way to the finals with a big ass heavy street car. I got super lucky, got that buy run, went out there and put it on the bumper again, even though I've got more weight out of it than ever, but it just, man, I don't know if it's the tighter converter, if the leaf spring likes it, this son of a bitch is leaving hard, and I'm not leaving on much at all. So it's really cool, I'm having fun driving it, but now we need to get it to stop wheeling because there's 4 of us left in second chance. So I need to actually make a fast pass now and get the win.
We do Aaron Falkenberg, who has been just, he's had my freaking number the last 3 races prior to this. I've ran into him at every single race, whether it's first round, finals, semifinal, whatever. He's had my number. He has drove out of my life every single time, and that's 3 in a row. I reminded him about it. I told him I'll stop keeping count now. But finally got one off of him, and it feels really good. He's just been an awesome sport, winning, losing, whatever. He's been awesome. So it's a fun guy to race. I feel like, you know, we got a little grudge going on, but it's a friendly one. So it's been fun. So yeah, we're going on to the finals. We got John Quick. He's been doing his normal thing. You know, he's fast as always. So we're just going to turn it up a little bit, kind of see what it'll take here, and try not to get too crazy. We're just going to do what we've been doing all night and just kind of racing the track and not really, you know, trying to focus too much on the opponent. So that's what we're going to keep doing, and we'll see. We're getting ready to go to the final here shortly.
Rolling in burnout box in the finals with John Quick. This is a chance for him to win it all at Milan. Quickest it's ever been. He's going to do it.